As we prepare to welcome Minister Khosi Ntsura-Mokgopa, let me take you to Nhlanhla Kgatlana, who is just outside the plenary area. And Nhlanhla, good evening. What are you observing as the delegates come in and out, as the discussions continue behind closed doors?
Well, thank you so much, Tulas. We are going to make our way there currently, but like you already alluded to, one of those, documents, that really people have been talking about. Every time you speak to an academic, every time you speak to a liberation, fighter, will always refer to that. When you speak about democracy of the country, everybody will always refer you to the Freedom Charter and its clauses, Tulas. Like you already alluded to that, in a couple of minutes, it was supposed to start at 7, or starting at 7, maybe there might be a delay. There's going to be a celebration, the 70th celebration of the Freedom Charter. But just to talk to us a bit with regards to that is ANC NGC member Nongcebo. Thank you so much for your time. You are, fairly a young person, also one of the youngest deputies in the country. Looking at the Freedom Charter, I know that you guys are going to celebrate it today. Juxtaposing that with reality in terms of those clauses, as a young person, what's your take looking at where the ANC is now?
So, of course, the Freedom Charter remains our lodestar as the ANC. It remains our guiding document in terms of policy formation, as well as the vision of a national democratic society that we would want to see for South Africa. So today's celebration of the 70th anniversary of the Freedom Charter is something that is so fundamental. You would have known that ordinarily we would celebrate this particular milestone of the Freedom Charter in June, which is the actual anniversary of the Freedom Charter. We decided that it would be important for us to combine it with our NGC, which is, of course, our midterm review, and precisely because it's important for us to then do that assessment of our policies, our implementation of those policies in line with, of course, what would have been the ideals of the Freedom Charter. We do believe that insofar as our policy implementation is concerned, we continue to be in line with what the Freedom Charter said. The Freedom Charter said that people shall govern. Today we are 31 years into democracy, where the people do govern through, of course, the ballot. 2024 was what we define as a strategic setback insofar as where the people, through the voice of the ballot, would not have given us the governing majority. We then formed the Government of National Unity. Part of what NGC is doing is an assessment of the work of the Government of National Unity, but also more importantly, how do we get back to an ANC that is governing above 50% plus one? The Freedom Charter said that, education, shall be free and fair. Education shall be free, rather. And we've seen how the ANC has implemented, a no-fee policy within your basic education system, as well as higher education as well. There are, of course, issues around tertiary education, and that's part of the discussions that we are having insofar as doing an assessment of our implementation of that policy. The Freedom Charter said that, the land shall belong to all who live in it. And we are, of course, doing an assessment of that as well, looking at, firstly, our immigration and migration policies through the white paper, through the Department of Home Affairs, but most importantly, also looking at issues such as distribution of land and rural development, as well as, of course, ensuring that our people do have a tenure, rather, where land is concerned.
Well, thank you so much. Tulas, that was, an NEC member, one of the youngest deputy ministers in the presidency, Nongcebo, talking to us about the Freedom Charter. I guess one of the things that, this makes this NGC important is precisely what she said. They come at the most interesting time, coming from, failing to get that 50 plus during the elections. And I guess the main question from now on going forward when they gather here is how do they go back to where they were when they were loved by many South Africans. Tulas, with that being said, let me throw it back to you.
All right, Nhlanhla, thank you for that. Nhlanhla Kgatlana, they're part of the team that we've deployed in and around this venue at Birchwood Hotel and Conference Center in Boksburg in the east of Gauteng, where the 5th National General Council of the ANC is taking place.